Hi guys, Luckfog here and welcome to another FIFA 20 play review, and today guys I'm reviewing the 84 rated Inter Milan Argentine striker Martinez. This card does look pretty awesome and I was able to pick him up for 30,000 coins on an early bin as soon as he came into packs, and in the 4 games that I played him with he scored me 2 goals and got me 3 assists. And he's also got a 4-star weak foot as well as 4-star skill moves. Moving along into his game stats, his main standout stats are going to be his 87 positioning, his 87 finishing, as well as his 89 agility, and finally his 85 ball control. And I did also have the marksman chemistry start applied to this Martinez card. You might see that I'm playing a bit of a weird team. I'm having to use those 2 Champions League cards to do the objective right now. I thought the objective was going to be live for about a week to get like the prime gold players pack and like a UCL rare player pack or something, but it's only available for another 24 hours, which is a bit annoying. So unfortunately I had to use him in not a quite amazing team. The first game I did play him with was CR7, but then after that I realised that there was only like a day left to do this objective, so now I'm trying to like do it as quickly as I can before tomorrow. But no, on the whole, this Martinez card very good. He's currently settled at around 60,000 coins, which I think is kind of a fair price for him. You know, you look at some of his stats, 84 pace, pretty decent. Some of his shooting stats, 82 shooting isn't the greatest, but actually his finishing stats in the right areas that you need for a striker are actually really good. Some decent passing stats, very strong for dribbling, and also really good physical as well. And I have to say, in game, I thought he played very well, and his first pro will be his finishing. Now, I know what you might be thinking, well, hold on, he only scored you 2 goals in the 4 games. But for me, I literally hit the post like 6 times in this cards. You'll see it in the clips as well. There was one clip where, for example, he hit the post, it bounced off one post onto the post and into the goalkeeper's hands. Sometimes the game just works against you, in my opinion. If you're hitting the post, you know, you kind of nearly get it in the back of the net. I know he didn't get it in the back of the net, but to be fair, some of his goals were actually really good. And you know, yeah, as I said before, sometimes the game just works against you. And I thought I was playing good FIFA, and I'm happy to put down his finishing. I have no doubt that if I was to use him for more games, he would continue to get me more goals. Absolutely. And even at the end of the day, 2 goals in 4 games, it isn't the worst return in the world. Let's be quite honest. But yeah, finishing wise, you know, 87 finishing, 87 positioning, 84 shot power. That marksman chemistry takes both his positioning and finishing into the 90s. His shot power as well goes up to 88, so yeah, finishing wise, fantastic. I was happy with that for the most part. His second pro is also going to be his strength, 87 strength and 87 aggression. He's also pretty tall. I believe he's over 6 foot. Actually, he's not. He's only 5'9", which is actually really surprising. I didn't know he was as small as that. He certainly doesn't feel like that in game. He was able to shrug off a lot of players because he's in bad for pace, but he's also not necessarily the quickest. You know, he's able to rely on that strength to be able to keep him in possession of the ball, to not allow other defenders to be able to get to him. And I was actually really impressed with his strength, and I'm really surprised that he's only at the height of 5'9", because like his model image like in game seems him to be a lot higher than 5'9", but yeah, that is a bit surprising. But even so, strength wise, happy with that. And his final pro as well will also be his passing, 3 assists in 4 games, very good. And his passing stats in the right areas again for a striker are obviously pretty decent. 79 vision, 75 short passing, 76 long passing. They're decent stats for a striker for passing, so he can link up both of the players in your team. Obviously passing, for me especially if you've got 2 strikers in your team, is always really important to be able to link them up with each other and stuff, and Martinez was able to do that. So definitely pace-wise, passing-wise, I couldn't fault. Touching on a few other parts of the card, pace-wise, as I mentioned before, doesn't feel the quickest player in the game, but also doesn't feel very, you know, like he's not slow, but also not amazingly quick. I think the reason for that is, I think, you know, first of all, he's got really good agility. His agility goes all the way up to 93 with the marksman chem style, but his balance, reactions, composure aren't necessarily the greatest, and I felt that had a little bit of an impact on his pace. He doesn't necessarily feel the most smoothest. He's not like massively clunky, but he's also not clunky at the same time, if that makes sense. So yeah, he's not clunky, but he's not clunky. I really don't know. I'm sure there's a better way to describe that, but hopefully you can kind of get the picture of what I'm trying to say. But pace-wise, sometimes you get outpace players and sometimes the defenders would catch up to him. It was kind of a mixture between the two. He's not slow, he's not fast, he's just kind of like in between there, really. And then his dribbling, as I mentioned before, really good agility, but his balance, reactions, and composure just let him down a little bit. Don't get me wrong, his dribbling goes up to 89, his ball control as well goes up to 89, which obviously was pretty decent. But dribbling-wise, I wasn't the biggest fan of him. I thought that was maybe a little parts of the card that kind of let him down a little bit. Not enough to put it down as a massive issue to the card. I don't think it makes him unusable or anything like that, but it's a part that I expected a little bit better from. But on the whole, I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10 rating. I think he was a very solid card. I think if he would have got me even maybe a few more goals, if like it just wasn't for the pure unluckiness of them not going into the back of the net, I might have given him even a 10 out of 10. I don't think he quite deserves that rating. I don't think he's like the best player that I've ever used, but I think on the whole he's pretty decent. For his price, he's a decent option to go for from the Serie A. But anyway guys, thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys later.